Welcome out to the Nerd Effect Podcast. We are on episode number 31, and we are doing Star Wars Part 2. And I am one of your hosts, Emperor Dustin Teen. I'm joined with my other Sith mates.
Mikey, the Hut.
Mason Fett.
Darth Nikki.
You will all succumb to the dark side.
We have cookies.
The nerd side.
Yay, cookies!
It's the nerd side.
We have cookies and sourdough.
We're doing pretty good on the bribes.
We are doing
Wait.
pretty well.
Sourdough chocolate chip cookies? What?
There was a sourdough dark chocolate bread on the Pinterests, and I almost pooped. I was so excited.
You really need to make that, not the poo.
No, but the sourdough
The
dark
sourdough
chocolate. Yeah,
chocolate
no.
bread.
But the poop will come afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, so much poop.
Yay, poop jokes 10 seconds into the show.
Yay! Ruined it. Aw. I broke it with bread.
Alright, well, I think this week we're going to go a little more into some detail regarding the franchise as a whole. Last week we kind of talked more about our general experiences with it and like what we've kind of done and what we liked about Star Wars. So I think we'll just kind of start with the movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just start with episode 1, get it out of the way.
This is not the
Pod
episode you're looking
racing.
for.
Darth Maul. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, now that episode's one.
The end.
The end. Episode 1.
Okay, episode 2.
Hey, weren't you a little kid last time?
Now you're a creepy teenager with weird, crazy eyes. Okay,
Who's
next.
a little too obsessed with me, but I'm going to fall in love with and marry you anyway.
That can't possibly end badly. Episode 3. It ends badly. But there's that one scene with the Darth Vader mask getting lowered onto him that makes it all almost okay. Episode 4.
Well, and watching Obi-Wan cut his arms and legs.
Well, yeah, there was that too, but...
Eh.
I mean, the lava was kind of cool.
The lava fight scene was pretty
That was
badass.
pretty cool.
I did like the opening Starfighter scene and everything they did on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they're Death Stars. Or not Death Stars, but
It's Star
Destroyers,
Wars.
yeah.
No matter what, I'm going to love it, but
Yeah.
try harder. Or at all.
Yeah. Plus, we got to see Yoda.
Yeah.
But
I would say part of the big problem with episodes 1, 2, and 3, at least in my opinion, was that they were aimed at 6-year-old kids.
Yeah, okay, this is what worries me. That was before they were owned by Disney.
Right.
Now they're owned by Disney.
Yeah, but also J.J. Abrams is the director.
Yeah.
lens flares for everybody.
Yes.
Lens flares are appropriate in sci-fi futuristic movies, though.
But this is in a galaxy, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, but they have spaceships.
Yeah.
We have spaceships.
Not like that, we don't.
No, we don't.
Can you do the Kessel Run in 5
In 12 parsecs.
Yes.
So, in the future, our Star Wars movies are going to have the cleavage digitally edited out of the Cantina Girls.
Why?
Didn't you
Wait,
hear
is that
about
a real thing, or is that just Mike making up things that would make him sad?
The last Herbie movie
That's a
they
legitimate
did.
question.
Yeah, the last Herbie movie they did. They digitally edited out the chick's cleavage.
Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because she doesn't have that much.
They had scenes where they had cleavage showing, and somebody somewhere said, digitally edit that out.
Kind of like when they replaced all the guns with E.T. with flashlights, and he was still a creepy fucker. So that didn't fix things? Because that's the part that scared me as a kid. I don't even remember there being guns until I heard about them getting edited out.
I didn't remember the guns in E.T. either until they talked about editing them out. But I don't think they're going to do that because
Boobs.
because there's different expectations in Star Wars versus the Love Bug.
Yeah, okay, but...
The Love Bug is very much a franchise of the 60s. And
It's about a Volkswagen Beetle that comes alive. And
Yeah.
is best friends with Lindsay Lohan.
At least in the new
Nice.
one.
In the
My
new
mom's
ones, yeah.
so had a Volkswagen Bug.
As far as Star Wars and Marvel go, I think they're just more interested in the license than they are in messing with it.
There was a good amount of Scarlett Johansson cleavage going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't...
The only good thing about that character.
You don't like Black Widow?
Not really.
Oh, I like her as a character.
I like the ass kicking she gave in Avengers 2. That
I haven't
was
seen it
right
yet.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
You haven't
Avengers 2?
or Avengers 1, sorry.
I was like, Avengers 2
It's
isn't
not
out
out.
yet.
I know.
was like,
I know.
I'm certain Rise of Ultron isn't out yet, or Age of
haven't
Ultron
seen
isn't out yet.
April Fool's Day.
I haven't seen Thor 2 yet either, but I really want to. We saw it at Redbox and they didn't have it.
Oh.
I know, womp womp.
Captain
That's really
America 2
sad.
looks badass.
Yeah,
it
I've heard
does.
Winter Soldier's awesome, actually.
I need to get caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is not Star Wars talk.
No, it's not. Damn you, Disney, for owning all the franchises
Why?
and making segues easy.
Make a crossover movie with all the things. Patton Oswalt can write it.
You know what the problem is? I'm sure they're working on another crossover. The problem is they're also going to be making it with Square Enix, and it's called Kingdom Hearts 3.
Why is that a problem?
Soon we'll find out that the Shi'ar Empire is actually a part of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yes.
Why is this a problem, though? I'm not following.
I am vehemently opposed to JRPGs. I do not like the flow and style of JRPGs. I don't diss people who, well, okay, except for Mike, who like them, but that's because he's a friend and it's funny.
We make fun of each other for all the things. It's
Right.
totally fine.
But
boobies. Go ahead.
plus Twi'leks with no boobs can't happen. That's just not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Natalie Portman in that black leather outfit from episode 2 without boobs can't happen. Not right.
Mm-hmm.
In the outfit. she
Sorry,
wore
you
with the
said
midriff.
Natalie Portman and boobs, and I just kind of faded out.
I had to concentrate very hard to keep my sentence going. So,
Wait, there was a sentence there? I'm sorry, I missed it. What?
You heard the same words I did, didn't you, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
I really want to write that down in the show notes. Natalie Portman boobs. I'm doing
Natalie
it.
Portman's boobs.
Yeah, we know.
It's
so
not
we have a
relevant.
picture of it up on
That'll
the
just
website.
be the title card. Just Natalie Portman's boobs.
Can we just call the episode that?
No.
Star Wars Episode 2, Natalie Portman's boobs, A New Hope. I'm writing it down, and I'm emailing it to you tomorrow morning so that you have it.
So
I'm expecting results. I'm going to need that TPS report.
I've noticed you've enjoyed spoiling the show ahead of time
What?
by posting the show notes as part of your blog.
I'm not spoiling anything. It's doodles.
Doesn't it have notes based on...
Vague as fuck notes, because I'm horrible at taking them.
Oh, okay.
we all know what they mean because
We were there.
We were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have my other notebook on me,
Yeah,
but
I'm
this
sure.
one has Plasma Blade link for news show, sourdough dark chocolate bread, and Natalie's Portman's boobs, A New Hope.
You forgot poop.
Oh, poop. Can't forget poop. Poop. So that's the notes so far. I don't think that's spoiling anything for anybody.
Okay. Okay, well, let's do this. For the first 3 episodes 1, 2, and 3, what were the positives that came out of them?
Jar Jar Binks. No.
I will
I'm
fucking throw
kidding
the
so
screwdriver at you.
hard.
I will catch that screwdriver he throws and shank you with it.
I don't want shanking.
Then no Jar Jar.
I was kidding. I hated him.
Um,
That one
better
time when he
lightsaber
fall
fights.
and then the robots
Oh, hell yeah.
came, I was sad that he didn't get run over and killed.
I know. But yeah, the positives: better lightsaber fighting.
Darth Maul.
Oh, for sure. Choreography was like
Yeah.
straight up kung fu.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, Ray Park, who did most of the choreography for at least episode 1.
Pod racers.
Pod racing.
Mm-hmm.
The space battles were done very well for all CG.
I got excited when they talked about the Fets being like a gangster family. I feel like that was a good backstory.
I hope they retcon that back to the way it was.
There's a lot more
Oh, really?
Twi'leks in this
Yeah.
one. Yeah. There was a lot more Twi'leks.
Twi'leks, yeah.
Twi'leks,
Twi'lek would be a character from
Teal'c?
or
From Stargate?
Yeah, from Stargate.
Stargate SG Wars.
Well, you know me. I always...
Teal'c's cleavage.
No.
I bet he's got pretty impressive pecs, though.
I'm sure he does.
Not anymore, but back then, probably.
He might still, depends if he kept in shape or not.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
it's
see him in
taking a
things sometimes,
wrong
and it freaks me out.
direction. Let's get back.
When do we ever go in the right direction?
Yeah, but that one was my bad, so I wanted to get it back.
He was trying to retcon that shit.
But yeah. Let's see. More Slave One action time.
Mm-hmm.
showing what I still insist is the beginning of the rebellion, which is when they're on the balcony. They find out the order is approved for the clone army, and Senator Organa very quietly, as everyone's leaving, kind of punches the railing with his fist. It's a subtle scene, but I think that's kind of the real beginnings of the rebellion. He sees things are going wrong, and they're basically being railroaded away from a free government. So I think that's kind of when the rebellion starts, is when he does that. And he starts formulating plans, which, in episode 3, he kind of goes through with starting, because he helps Padme escape. He's instrumental in keeping, as one of the people who helps keep Obi-Wan and Yoda alive at the end of the movie, things like that.
We also got super badass lightsaber fighting Yoda.
Yes.
On a trampoline.
Yeah.
Boink, 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 boink. That was
Dude moves quick for like a 700-year-old.
850 I was.
Well, he's using the Force to move himself around. So
Well, yeah.
And he's not going to do that to just walk around normally.
He could also be
that's one of the...
part Kermit.
Oh. Yes, because he's a green Muppet.
Yeah.
I'm still convinced that the guy who voices Yoda is the same guy who voices Grover on Sesame Street.
It's the guy who voices Yoda is Frank Oz. So it's really easy. You can look up Frank Oz on IMDb and find out.
He's doing it.
I know.
I'm writing it down so it can go in notes so other people can see the IMDb too.
Boom. But, I mean, I don't know if it is or not, but Frank Oz is definitely Yoda. Let's see. Other things from Star... There was so much bad.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember the good.
Yeah.
Personally, I liked the space battles in the new ones.
Yeah.
I mean, the classic space battles were still good.
But they weren't very busy because granted, the practicals of the ships, like the actual physical effects models, are amazing.
He is Grover. He's also Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and Animal.
Okay.
Miss Piggy, just randomly. I love Animal. He's my favorite Muppet.
Animal.
That was me drumming like Animal. For those of you who can't see me flailing my arms.
Woman!
That's me. We got Anto's jammy pants that say "Want woman" all over them with Animal. That's hilarious.
He was definitely the voice in all the recent incarnations of Star Wars too.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because nerds would notice if Yoda all of a sudden talked differently like Kermit does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like, unfortunately, these characters, like, especially like Kermit and Miss Piggy and Fozzie and Animal, etc., and all of the Muppets, they're going to last far beyond their creators and their voices' lifetimes, because they're very enduring characters. That's was one of the awesomenesses about the Henson Workshop and what they created.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years have the same Muppets been on Sesame Street?
Bazillion.
Yeah.
35, I think, or 40, something like that.
And they've added new ones over time.
Nobody likes the new ones.
But
like, there's that stupid pink girl with weird hair. She's like friends with Elmo.
I would say the last one I know is Elmo.
Well, there's Abby Kadabi,
which
is a little fairy.
I don't think I've seen Sesame Street in the last decade or two.
Do Elmo's World. Do Elmo's World.
But these characters are enduring and last, so they're going to unfortunately outlive their voice actors. Mm-hmm. And basically, the best they can do is find a voice actor who can do really, really close to the voice. I mean, look what happened when Mel Blanc passed away for Warner Brothers.
They didn't do very good with Kermit.
What?
They didn't do very good with Kermit.
No, they didn't. But anyway, but I don't think Yoda's going to be in these next 3 Star Wars movies, so I'm not as worried about it.
Well, considering he died.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he'd come back as a Force spirit still.
Technically, yeah. But,
of course, so can Anakin. And, yeah. Obviously, sorry, it's one of the things that really pissed me off about the digital editing of 4, 5, and 6, was when they edited in fucking Hayden Christensen instead of the older guy they originally had as Anakin's spirit in episode 6. Because they could have left him as the older gentleman because he was Vader, and Vader did age. He wasn't an 18-year-old kid anymore. You know, granted, he was only like 38, but by or 40, 45 maybe by the end of the trilogy. But the effects of the dark side making him older and stuff and everything, they could have left it as the older man and been fine. They didn't have to throw in the reference to Hayden Christensen.
No,
Yeah.
I totally agree. That's kind of a big slap in the face.
I still would like to find a digital copy somewhere of the unedited original trilogy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And the only existing copies I know of are on VHS.
Yeah.
My dad's got the VHS copy of when they remastered it.
I have a VHS set of
With like the gold box that was like angular that slipped inside the black box slipped inside of it.
Right.
It's got like Vader's head and gold on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I have the silver edition of that same time, but I specifically got the silver because those were the unedited ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
unedited letterbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't find them anywhere anymore.
No.
I
Unless
think
you
my
have
dad
those
still
originals.
has his. And he
I still
just
have-
told me to
I
steal
I
think
still
my-
have mine.
One of each of my uncles has it.
steal my dad's.
Yeah.
Not that I have a VCR to watch it on.
That's the problem is I don't have a VCR,
Yeah,
nor do I
totally
know anyone with a VCR.
Got rid of mine because it wasn't compatible with our TV.
I had one VCR and then I stuck a tape in it, and it decided to go nom 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 on the tape.
Oh, I hate it when they do that. And it's always when you're like, I love this movie so much that I watch it once a year because I'm worried about ruining it. I'm gonna watch it now.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom. And you're like, it's okay, I can still wind it up with a pencil. And the VCR is like, that's what you think.
Yeah, I think
scary
it's all
noises.
wound up in the head of the
Yeah.
VCR.
Don't you guys miss tapes?
No.
No.
I don't miss the tapes at all.
I do remember recording all my favorite music videos off MTV.
Oh, yeah.
I remember listening to the radio to hear what song they were going to play in what order back when they announced songs before they played them so that you could get ready with your little record button.
Yep.
Record and play.
I see. I had an extra fancy one. When I hit the record button by itself, it pushed down play. Also.
What is this witchcraft
I know.
of which you speak?
Evidently, I am a witch because I also plugged in Dustin's car. I plugged in a USB drive in one go, like the first time.
Yeah, you never plug a USB into a port in one shot.
No.
A witch.
They're talking about making reversible ones. Though.
Yeah.
That should be cool. Do you guys,
turned
is
me
that
into
your
a
superpower?
I think so. Maybe.
USB man!
Long.
I don't know if that would be because you'd be changing the format entirely if you made it reversible.
No.
No. You just have the same read write heads on each side, so no matter which way you plugged it in. There's only heads on one part of a USB.
There'd just be more space on one side.
Yeah,
Depending on which way you put it in. It would work.
it would work.
Okay, so imagine the slot's a square. You can either plug it in on the top half of the square or the bottom half of the square, depending on which way you have your thumb drive turned.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
That made it click in the brain. You should put the screwdriver down. You're making me nervous.
I want you to walk out of here with both of your eyes.
I
yeah.
also am worried that your threats of shanking will become a reality.
Fucking
Why don't
right.
you stay away from Jar Jar
I know, we're talking about Star
Sonar,
Wars the first 3
and
episodes.
Papyrus?
We
I think
need
we're going to be good.
King Papyrus.
fucking King Joffrey!
So what we need to do is draw a hybrid Jar Jar Snarf, basically talking in Papyrus, and we'll have him.
One of my
Hitting all
friends
cylinders.
posted a link to, I think it was probably a BuzzFeed page, because it's always fucking BuzzFeed. And it was obnoxious uses of quotation marks, and there was one of them that was in Comic Sans that had improper quotation mark usage in the fucking sign for their fucking business, and my brain snapped. Like, that was just so much awful.
Wow.
Like, and one of them was a hot dog stand that had a sign that said, "This is America. When you order, speak English," in quotation marks. And I'm like, how about you, this is America, learn
You
how to
learn grammar
write
for English.
Yeah. Grammar rage! Just smash all the things.
So yeah. So
Okay.
Dustin,
I'm okay.
what are things you liked about the first 3?
I think we listed the 7 things that didn't suck.
Yeah, the lightsaber fights were obviously pretty badass. I did enjoy Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu, because he's just
Sam Jackson's
just
awesome.
fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
As anything is enjoyable.
I enjoyed Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon. I did like getting kind of basically a somewhat of an origin story for Obi-Wan.
I love Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor's a fun guy, obviously.
I also like that Ewan McGregor does have the acting chops and was actually able to, for what he had to work with, able to stand up to Alec Guinness's performances.
Mm-hmm. He did Moulin Rouge, so he's clearly awesome.
Yeah.
I also
did like other things, but I don't.
I also enjoyed him riding on a giant lizard.
I wanted one of those. Those were pretty cool, actually. The critters were neat.
It just sounds like you need an iguana.
I keep telling Ange I want to get an iguana and make it dragon wings that it can wear around, but she says no.
I mean, they're just big scaly cats.
Yeah.
That's basically all
That's
they
pretty
are.
much
like
what
sun,
iguanas
they
are.
like food, and they like pooping. I mean, come on.
Sounds like a cat to me.
Yeah. They don't have purrs or furs, though.
Oh, but they do get lovey sometimes.
I know. I used to watch my neighbor's iguanas, and they didn't have a cage to keep them in. They just had like a habitat set up on top of one of their dressers.
Yeah.
Which inevitably meant when I was watching them, they would get down and run off someplace in the house, and I'd have to find them. Usually they were in the closet. And I don't know if you've ever tried to relocate a 4-foot-long iguana that doesn't want to be relocated. It is a really unpleasant experience.
They're squirmy.
They have a lot of spiky things sticking out of them.
Yeah.
And big, strong, muscly tails that they whip around. Like, wave the arm, guys. Inflatable, flail the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I still want to do one of those as a Halloween costume one time.
There's a
Strike
guy
out.
at Jennifer's Halloween costume this year. Or her Halloween party this year that was one of those guys, and he actually went out on the dance floor and was doing that at one point, and I lost it. It was awesome.
That's what I'd be doing. I'd be doing this.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would be the best.
What else did I like about it? Pod racing, obviously, always fun.
We've talked about the game for 2 weeks in a row now. I think I'm going to have to go install it when I get home tonight. I have to find the disc and install it.
I have a cartridge in an N64.
Old school bitches.
Oh man, what else?
Oh god, I'd actually have to run it in XP compatibility mode too.
Aww.
I was sad. I can't find my Oblivion disc.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
got
went
my expansion discs, but I don't have my Oblivion disc anymore. I can't find it. It's very sad. Sorry, I know, off topic.
I went and downloaded the Spore app for my cell phone after our conversation today about the 2-legged dog running around.
Oh my god.
Did you see the
You
video?
looked like a
posted?
tauntaun.
Okay, so there was this game called Spore that was made by the same people as Sims.
I know Spore.
Yeah, I made this 2-legged spore critter once. Because I had the creature creator because I was too cheap to buy the actual game, but the creature creator was pretty fun.
I heard
too.
pretty much the creature carrier was the best part of the game.
I'm also the kind of person that's what I like about Sims, is making the people and then I get bored. I'm like that with all games. But yeah, the spore critter runs around just like the 2-legged dog on the beach does, and that's going in the notes now too. 2-legged beach dog.
That was to say for Oblivion or Bethesda games in general. I spend 45 minutes designing my character and what they look like, and then I never see them again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like me. That's like me in Soul Calibur.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Calibur 4.
Maybe at least you see your character on Soul Calibur.
That's true.
Well, I still got my my crit thing on my crit camera,
Oh,
so I still see my character once in a
a
while.
while. Yeah. Or when you ride a horse.
Oh yeah, that too.
But-
One of my favorite things about it, episode 1, 2, and 3, was coming down from Burley to hang out with my buddies for a night.
Yeah, that was good.
And then not dying?
And then not dying on the way home. We're glad about that too.
Yeah. And I don't think I've seen a room laugh so hard in my life when fucking Darth Vader goes,
No. Yeah. Everyone in the
it's-
theater lost it when he did that. That was great.
it was amazing. Like, it wasn't even that good of a scene. It was just so ridiculous that people just couldn't help but laugh. That makes it, in turn, a good thing in my mind.
Yeah. The thing is like, that would have been a far more powerful scene without Vader saying anything. Like, just the
I think
showing
if you-
the montage of the reconstruction, and then having the helmet come down.
I'm sorry, but you said montage, and my brain automatically put fucking 80s power ballads to it. And I pictured that in my head. Like with the Vader construction scene.
We need to find that.
Edit that together,
yes.
please.
Yes, we need to find that scene and edit it with Eye of the Tiger.
Yes.
My birthday's in September, and that's what I want. Internet, make it so. Please.
But, and then if he just sort of like, stood up or, from the table, basically, had to lean up, he stands up and then just address Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when Palpatine tells him, have him not react.
I think it'd be fun if he just got so ragey that all he did was just do one massive like force push and everything just goes.
Maybe, but I don't even think it needed that. I think just like, because that's one of the things is Vader, you can tell Vader's always angry. You can tell he's filled with hate just from the motions and the voice and what he says. That I don't think you needed to have like an outward display, either the no or any kind of force push or anything like that. I just think having him not react would have been far more
But he's still
powerful.
just a ragey boy.
When a ragey person doesn't react to something, though, it is the scariest person because you're like, fuck, I'm going to get murdered.
Yeah, and this thing is,
Way better, yeah.
he was full of rage before that and was reacting to it, but then all of a sudden have him not react. That's a lot more cinematically powerful.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with that. That would have been a lot more intense.
Yeah.
Like, well, give me my lightsaber. I'm gonna go destroy some things.
Yeah.
Oh, we still
Vader
got some
needs some of
Jedis
those,
to hunt?
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck them up now. Thank you.
Yep.
Vader smash!
I'm gonna go force push some Wookiees off a cliff.
That was the best part of Force Unleashed. The first scene when you're walking around as Vader. Can't even run. Vader walks, bitches.
You basically the beauty of Force Unleashed is that they start you in the game as Darth Vader. You have full force powers beyond like anything that you could possibly imagine having. Is you have it and it's at full force. So to do a force push, you don't have to do like anything crazy. You just literally just tap the button, you go poof, and they just and just
off the tree.
Yeah, just watching Wookiees go.
I'm drawing it right now because I'm so amused by the mental image, and I wish I had that game.
That was a continuity error that I thought was really weird. Was because Kashyyyk, the home planet of the Wookiees, was always described as basically a redwood forest on steroids. Where
they did that actually very accurately in the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yes, they did.
They lived in a tree.
Yeah, and in like the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, the video game, the old one by BioWare. You go to Kashyyyk and you're up in the trees, and the Wookiees are like, you don't want to go to the ground. Why not? Because there's some scary shit down there. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Wookiees are not apex predators on Kashyyyk. They're food. And so like, and then in episode 2 or 3, I can't remember whichever one. Oh, it was episode 3 because of the order. When like they show Yoda on Kashyyyk and stuff with the Wookiees.
Yeah, and he's hanging out on Chewbacca's shoulder.
He's hanging out with Chewie. Well, hanging out with Chewie, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
A little cameo for Chewie, cool. Because Wookiees do live a long ass time.
As long as they're not food.
As long as they're not food, yeah. Well, you gotta have the surviving members of your race last a while if you're in a situation like that.
Wookiee burgers.
Yeah. So, it's like, they're not in the big trees. I mean, like, there's trees and they're big, but they're not these massive trees that have always been portrayed before. And then you go back to Force Unleashed, which takes place temporarily after, episode 2 or episode 3. And you have stuff that took place before episode 3, both showing the massive trees that the Wookiees live in. But they didn't do it in episode 3 for some reason.
Yeah, they were just thinking some sort of like giant, not even giant, like it's like a crow's nest of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was the other thing, like the fact that the droids were walking over Kashyyyk, I would have been like, that was kind of weird because like, that would have been a hard planet to invade because you can't go to the ground Because there's things that find your droids to be nice little tin morsels. And you don't have a tank big enough to stop them. And yeah, but that's why the Wookiees live in the trees, and the Wookiees have claws, not because they're weapons, but they're climbing claws, so they can get the hell away from the predators. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that, I know they wanted a scene on Kashyyyk with a fight, but they should have done something way more innovative and cool for that fight scene, at least in my opinion, before the clones turned and, Yoda had to escape and all that noise. But yeah.
Well then. Well, that seems like we're going on to the stuff that we don't find pleasing.
Yeah.
Nikki, did you have anything pleasing from
I listed
episodes
my
1, 2, and 3?
I listed my things.
Okay.
I like Darth Maul. I like bouncy yoga. Yoga? Yoda. I like Yoda yoga to be a thing that exists.
That might be cool. That might be painful.
Yeah.
Well, he puts basically Luke Skywalker through Yoda yoga.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what I was picturing when I said that. I like Yoda. I like
Stand
pod
on
racers.
this and balance for 5 hours. Okay.
And
Darth Maul?
I said Darth Maul first, yeah.
And
bouncy Yoda.
And boobies.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Natalie Portman is the good thing in every movie she's in, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
This goes without saying.
And I felt Yoda's heart break. I mean, done well, not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'll be honest. Even though I hate Anakin Skywalker as a character, it took balls for them to create a scene where basically a bunch of Padawans basically get murdered.
Yeah.
That was pretty. That was a pretty strong scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just.
And Anakin's really lucky Yoda wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might join the dark side for 5 seconds. Hold on.
Saved Force Lightning from episode 2, I did.
Fourth wall!
Fourth wall. All right, well, I guess since we're on the leaning towards the weird stuff, let's do episodes 1, 2, and 3. Oh, this could be a long list.
Shitstorm time?
Shit that should not be.
Lucas should not script write. He should not direct. No Jar Jar Binks.
Or at least kill him in a really horrible way to make us happy.
And have
I would have
everybody
taken that.
Yeah.
I would have taken that. That would have been fine. That is the time that it would have been acceptable for Jar Jar to exist.
Now, would you have accepted an honorable death?
No.
Like maybe he was trying to defend
No, like he's running away from the battle. He slips on a banana peel, shits himself when he hits the ground, and then gets dismembered. That would be an acceptable death for Jar Jar Binks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
I think she's being a little nice.
Well, I mean, I didn't mention what they should do to the corpse once he's gone.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
They should eat it and poop it out too.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? Robots don't have sex. Why are we supposed to rape him? Hey, the command says rape him. Let's rape him.
Oh, good lord.
I don't write the program.
Roger.
Oh, dirty. Oh man. Let's see here. What else was
so many things we talk about there.
Mike, then go if you got some.
Oh man, I don't have one in particular. I'm trying to. My brain's trying to.
Well, the thing is that there's so many, but most of it boils down to. I mean, look at the cast of Star Wars, the episodes 1, 2, and 3. Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, Sam Jackson, Frank Oz as Yoda again,
Liam
Neeson, Ray Park, even though he didn't have a speaking part,
Badass.
was pretty badass as Darth Maul.
And he had the prior role as Toad from X-Men too.
Yeah,
that kind of was his breakout.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter about what his breakout was or anything. It's the part he was given an ideal type part for him, where he could look menacing and scary and do really badass martial arts, which he's good at.
Yes.
So, there was a sizable usable talent pool. I don't blame Jake Lloyd for destroying Star Wars and Anakin because he was a kid actor. I think I might be the only person that doesn't.
But I actually was less bothered with him as a child than I was as a brooding, obnoxious teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But, like, there's, I don't necessarily blame the child actor for the part he was given. That really was Lucas's fault and what Lucas did. And he made, like, I'm not saying the movie should have been made for adults. Like, that also would have ruined Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it should have been, at least I think the original Star Warses were aimed at a teenage and 20-year-old audience originally. Like, that was their main focus group for the style of movie that it was.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I think they should have kept Star Wars aimed solidly at that target audience to keep the flavor the same. Because those of us who were in and at the, in that group and slightly above that group, or even well above that group as Star Wars fans from when it came out originally, would still have thoroughly enjoyed it. But they made it too kid-like. They made it for 6-year-olds for the most part.
They wanted to be able to sell toys of pod racers and Jar Jar Binks.
Right. And the thing is, it's like, then they come out with the Clone Wars television show, the animated one, which, animated, this is an American animated series, so it's meant for kids, except for rare exceptions in America when they're not. But shit's violent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were getting shot and killed left and right because, it's a war, obviously, Clone Wars. But, like, they're showing a lot of people dying on screen, both droids and clones. The Jedi or main characters rarely die because they're the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
But, they're showing a lot of death going on. But it's okay because they're fake people and robots, evidently. But, and the thing is like, even in the cartoon, the Jedi are constantly reinforcing that the Force is in the clones. They are alive. They are, even though they're all from genetically the same, the Jedi keep reinforcing that they see them as individuals. So, like, you're humanizing the thing that it's okay to shoot in this show for it. Like, that cartoon is more adult than the movies were.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing that I never got was, pardon me.
No, don't start.
Was the midichlorian thing, and I guess some people were kind of like up in arms about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Explain.
Well, the midichlorians are supposed to be, they are not the Force, like some people think they are. Midichlorians are a bacteria, basically, that are Force sensitive. So the more strength of the Force you have, the more midichlorians you have in your system, because they basically partially live off Force energy.
Mm.
So the more powerful you are, dark or light, doesn't matter. The stronger you are in the Force, the more midichlorians you have in your system.
So that's just kind of their medical way of explaining it.
Well, that's how they gave a scientific, quote unquote, reason to be able to use some kind of machine to detect the Force. They basically took a blood smear and counted the midichlorians in it, is basically what they did.
I'm imagining like little bacterium with tiny lightsabers.
You should start drawing that.
I am.
Okay.
The antibodies need to be drawn as stormtroopers.
White blood cells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or clone troopers, I guess, in this case.
Yeah.
Not quite stormtroopers.
But, well, they would still technically exist even in, the episode 4, 5, and 6 era. It's not like bacteria don't get wiped out too terribly easily. But, yeah, that was, and it was an unnecessary thing to put in because it was already established in the earlier movies, meaning the ones that were made chronologically first, back in the 70s and 80s, that Jedi can sense the Force in others.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, when they're talking about, like, Vader and Palpatine are talking about, there could be another, and Luke, or not, Yoda and Obi-Wan had prior knowledge, but... they can sense the Force. People can sense the Force in Leia and, things like that. They know, and Vader goes, the Force is strong with you when he talks to Luke at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He was sensing the Force in Luke. He was basically feeling it. And Force users can feel the Force in others, so they didn't need to have the midichlorian thing. It was stupid and useless, in my opinion.
Though it would have been made a funny scene if they had him take a blood smear from Luke.
1 second, young Skywalker.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was miming putting a slide together.
We'll just use your dismembered arm.
Yeah.
No worries.
Hey, someone down there catch that.
Keep it in a tank. You can regenerate from it someday.
Hey.
No.
But
I'm your daddy. Wait, what? Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, go ahead. Anything else?
Not first episode 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Move on to A New Hope.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
All right.
Natalie Portman's boobs, A New Hope.
Carrie Fisher's.
That's
the second one, maybe.
That's
the third movie where you really get the brass bikini thing going on.
Gotcha.
the creepy, creepy slug.
Yeah.
Hand shot first.
Hand shot first. Yeah. Hand shot. There was no other shot.
Greedo didn't
Hand
shoot.
shot.
Hand shot.
Greedo
Yeah.
didn't shoot until they were like, "Oh no, Han can't be a bad guy."
No, he.
But
never
Han
shot.
wasn't a bad guy.
No,
he
he
just
wasn't.
shot.
He wasn't at all. It was unnecessary.
Good guy or bad guy, what are you doing? You're feeling threatened.
Yeah.
Self-defense, man.
LOL.
So we're introduced to Luke Skywalker and his aunt and uncle, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Baru and Uncle Owen.
Yep.
And then they...
And bantha milk.
Crispy
I
critters.
don't want to be on the farm.
Whiny little bitch Skywalker. And...
I think that's a parent. I think that's a
Oh yeah, it's totally
hereditary
genetic
trait.
thing, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't want to clean the
Clearly the
droids.
dominant trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And old Ben Kenobi.
Yep.
You know what I find interesting about the Star Wars universe is that they have completely alien names for a bunch of things, but then there's some that are
Like
Luke.
Ben. Luke.
like
Ben.
Ben, Luke, Falcon, Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Millennium could be a universal term, but
Yeah.
like totally
Also, they
totally
speak
Earth-based
English.
names.
Even though it's long gun.
Galactic
Galaxy
Basic.
Starlight.
Hey, Firefly would have you believe that Chinese is also
Well, that's
Well, that's because
spoken
in
by a larger percentage of...
the population than any other
Yeah.
language on the planet. But also
we just think English is spoken by more people.
Yeah. But also the part of actually there is a valid background reason in Firefly for English and Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, China had the population and money, and America had the money and a big enough population. So mostly Americans and Chinese got off Earth before it got destroyed, before the disaster finished killing everyone off. And some other people, but mostly Americans and Chinese. They actually have a logical
Yeah,
background.
they
reason.
address it. They address the language in Firefly.
Yeah. Because Joss Whedon does shit like that.
Yep. Which is
Yeah,
why we
go
love
back
him.
and watch it again. And get a full rundown. Anyway, that's beyond our point.
Yes.
Well, sort of related. I mean, they're...
Because Joss Whedon is my master now.
Is he from the dark side?
No.
Yes.
That's a good way to say it. Well, he
Yes.
does kill characters a lot.
He does like the murder.
Yeah.
And I picture him laughing maniacally while he does it.
Yeah, I imagine in the scene where Wash dies in Serenity, just him
Spoilers.
just laughing at the pen.
If you haven't seen Serenity yet, you deserve it. It's been,
I know.
what, 8 years now or something
Ange
like that?
hasn't seen it. We watched the show, and she hasn't seen it yet because I don't want to watch it because I want to pretend it didn't happen and that they all lived happily ever after. They didn't die happily ever after. They lived happily ever after in Nikki's brain.
What?
Okay, but I think part of the reason that Firefly works so well is because Wash didn't survive. Book didn't survive.
I don't like it, though.
As much as I love Wash and Book as characters,
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Yes. But no, I think it was it was necessary to really hit home the plot.
Yeah.
So
Still don't like it.
anyway,
I'm still
back to
in
Star
mourning,
Wars.
Yeah.
Favorite scenes?
Favorite scenes?
Yeah.
Episode 4. Trench Run.
Trent's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I Am Your Father will always be an epic scene.
Well, that was next movie.
We're talking.
Oh, just
episode 4.
So, oh Jesus. What can I remember from
Nikki, you got one? No. Okay, I'll go.
I say of the people at this table, I am the least Star Wars knowledgeable, I think.
So I love when they're on the Death Star and Han is chasing the group of stormtroopers.
Oh yeah,
that's really great. That's pretty funny. Or I mean, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope is always a great one. Yeah. It's hard to pick a favorite scene. I can pick a favorite movie, but not a favorite scene.
I was saying then.
Well, from that movie.
Yeah.
And then.
So that's not my favorite movie, so I haven't seen it as many times as I have Return of the Jedi.
Leia's snarkiness to Admiral Tarkin.
Oh, yeah. Her snarkiness to everyone.
Yeah.
She's a fucking sassy pants.
She gets it from her mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And her brother got the whiny bitch genes from his dad.
Yes,
from their dad.
It ends up somehow being the most powerful Jedi ever.
Yeah.
At least in
I think he got that from his dad, too. But
yeah.
Whiny bitch genes.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say Leia being sassy, okay, to everyone. And then we're fine. We're all fine here. Just had a little weapons malfunction.
We
got it locked down. How are you?
Chewie, we got company.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then Leia being the one that gets them granted into the trash compactor, but out of the detention center.
Any interaction between R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yes. Well, that's part of it.
They're the Bert and Ernie of the Star Wars world. I love it.
They're Laurel and Hardy.
I think Bert and Ernie are totally gay for each other, but in a totally PG Muppets kind of way.
But they're kind of intended to be like Laurel and Hardy. Because, you know, 3PO's the straight man, and then R2's the comedian.
I don't think 3PO's a straight man in any universe.
The comedic straight man.
I know what you mean.
And, however, I do believe that Anthony Daniels is indeed straight because, well, he talked about some of his favorite shooting in Star Wars was actually on the sail barge. Because, you know, they had him in the R2, or in the 3PO costume, standing up behind Yoda, or not Yoda, Jabba and Leia. And he loved doing those scenes and liked when they had to reset because he was able to look straight down Carrie Fisher's costume.
Well, I mean, everybody likes boobs, though.
Yeah.
Boom.
Always comes back to boobs with us.
You know.
Boobs and poop.
Well, I'm all about the boobs, specifically, but yeah.
I'm just saying what comes up. I'm not saying we like poop that way, Mike.
All right.
I'm just saying it comes up.
Season 3 Girls One Cup. Or 2 Girls One Cup. I'm still insulated. I know the premise. I've never seen it.
I haven't either. I refuse.
Mm-hmm. I haven't looked. Don't. What are you looking at me for?
Oh, I have.
Because we don't believe you.
Well, we know you would, Dostin.
I had to see how far I could make it into it. I think it was about 22 seconds, and that was it. I was like, nope.
I have
gag reflex
really
hit pretty
strong
quick.
Gag reflex. I know I can handle that.
So I know I have a strong gag reflex. So.
Like, our dog ate poop, and just thinking about it, and that wasn't even seeing a human doing it, so I know for a fact I couldn't handle that.
So yeah, okay, this is way off topic. We should move on.
Let's move on to episode 5.
Well, I mean, we were talking about 1, 2, and 3 for a while, so shit has come up in this conversation.
Empire Strikes Back. It's kind of sad that the only thing, one of the most memorable things that come up for me in this is actually the conversation that Dante and Randall have in Clerks about how the contractors who built the Death Star are actually independent workers versus just trying to make a buck to feed their families, and then here comes the rebellion to like blow up the Death Star while they're still on it. I always thought that was a pretty funny scene.
Yeah. Everything about Empire. Empire was my favorite of all the Star Wars movies. Because it was probably one of the only instances where I think the Middle Child movie was actually the best movie in a trilogy. Because it really was telling part of a story. You could tell, like at the end of episode 5, it's not finished. There's no way you can say this is finished at the end of that movie. There has to be another one. Mm-hmm. So it truly was a middle movie, not a possible ending. Like, cause like in a lot of trilogies, they leave it open, but they also resolve everything.
Just in case
they can't get the budget. In episode 5, they did not resolve everything. They didn't resolve pretty much a damn thing. Han was captured. Luke had just got a bionic hand and was trained.
Oh God, I love you. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it was an incredibly strong movie. Like that, the scene between Han and Leia that Nikki just mentioned, really showing the power and influence Vader and the Empire has, even on the borders. Or more correctly, just how badass and scary Vader is, even on the borders. Just...
I had no choice.
Yeah. Why? Dude was going to force choke the shit out of me if I said no. But yeah, just...
I don't remember that line.
Okay, you didn't say that, but...
You could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
It's true, you really could.
Also, episodes 4, 5, and 6 really prove that the British are always bad.
Yes. But yeah, there's just, I don't know, there's just so much about that one that I love. Like, how you see the fear of everyone has of Boba Fett to the point where even Vader is kind of nice to him.
No disintegrations.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can almost hear the pleas under his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like just the feeling of how scary Boba Fett is to everyone comes out in that movie.
His backpack's got jets.
Yep.
He's standing next to that badass droid, the Lizard Man.
Yeah, also
the droid would be IG-88.
Yes.
I can't remember the character's name, but the race of the Lizard Man is a Trandoshan. I don't know Star Wars, I promise. Never seen it before.
Lies and slander.
Bosk.
That's right.
It just took me a second.
Mm-hmm. Have a contest to see who has the coolest helmet.
Coolest helmet? That's easy.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah.
Why are you even asking that?
Vader's helmet's pretty cool.
Not as cool as Boba Fett.
Yeah. Vader's helmet is a giant penis.
That's true.
Yeah, it kind of is.
They do kind of mock that in, oh Jesus. Dark Helmet.
Oh.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, thank you.
Fired.
Sears Schwartz is as big as mine.
Yes.
Spaceballs the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay. Episode 6.
Best one in my opinion.
I
like the Ewoks. I'm sorry. I like...
You can be wrong. It's
the
okay.
Rancor, I like...
Oh, the Rancor scene was awesome. Especially
the
when the
Sarlacc
trainer...
pit.
Especially the trainer when he comes at the end. He's
and he's
the
so
Rancor.
sad because he killed his puppy.
I know.
Have you seen... There's a comic that just gets me in the fucking feels. And somebody draws this guy bringing home this baby Rancor and feeding him and training him and then bringing him to work and then it gets killed. And I'm just like, oh. I'm putting that in.
Yeah, I saw that comic. That one hurt.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, I was like, you needed Luke to live and everything, but when the Rancor trainer ran in and started crying that his Rancor was dead.
It was his puppy.
I know.
Big, scary, toothy puppy.
Yeah, and yeah, well, just and like the whole plan around Jabba's palace, the whole. Yeah. It was a great heist scene.
That's why it's my favorite movie, is because it's got... I love sci-fi critters, because I love normal critters. I love super cool monsters and heist scenes and shit like that. And, like, the part where, Leia goes in with, like, the voice modulator thing and
teddy bear aliens.
Yes, I like the teddy bear aliens, too. Don't judge me.
She was dressed as a bounty hunter named Bausch, by the way.
Okay.
And then
and brass bikinis, those are nice.
I believe that was also the movie where Fett got kicked into the Sarlacc pit or something.
Yeah,
yeah. Sarlacc pit was
the lame ass death they had to give Fett, otherwise they would have lost.
And like the fucking the whole thing escaping from the barge ship with flipping the R2-D2 shooting the lightsaber up in the air and the crazy diving board flips, and I'm sorry, that is the coolest one. It
was a great escape scene. I'm not denying that. I just thought as a whole movie, 5
I
was
loved
better,
it.
But
that's where Luke gets his black Jedi costume.
See, 5's good because it leads into 6, and 6 awesome. So, there's that.
And doesn't he get what? He gets the green saber in that.
Yes.
In the third one, right?
Yes.
I wish we could see what happens in between 5 and 6, because all of a sudden Luke goes from a whiny little bitch to a badass. That's the other reason I like that movie.
Well, a big part of it is that he spent a lot of time.
Oh, I
training with
know.
Yoda.
I just wish they would have shown more of that.
And in the very end of the movie, daddy issues.
Because the last time we saw him while he was training with Yoda, he was still kind of a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
Well, he got his hand cut off, too.
He got his hand cut off. He found out that the evilest, or second evilest, depending on your point of view, man in the galaxy is his dad. You know, his best friend his first mentor was killed. He knows his second mentor is dying, and his best friend has been kidnapped. And he knows that the only hot chick in the galaxy is his sister.
And he's kissed her.
Kissed her.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I feel when
He had to man up at some point.
When I watched that movie, though, like...
Sounds like depression to me.
You can totally sense Han Solo's confusion that Luke is suddenly a badass.
Yeah.
And I feel that same way when I watch it. Like,
well, it's because he's...
Luke can't even take care of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's because Luke was always a boy in the first 2 movies. Like, he was never...
I mean, he was a great pilot.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's what my one complaint is, that I would have liked to see a little more of the transition.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of just waiting and
Yeah.
becoming a man.
Yeah, I can totally see Luke being, piloting whatever and shooting something down and being like, lol, pwn.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like teabagging somebody, okay? LOLPWN.
Yep.
That's a horrible visual. Like,
I'm not visualizing it. Stop saying words.
I'm imagining like his little fucking green screen that pops down from the X-wing.
Yeah.
And
the targeting screen.
And just having it like read out.
Low, pone.
Yeah, exactly.
111.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1D1D1.
Exclamation point 1, exclamation point 1, exclamation point.
Yes.
You guys are on the same page with me. It's all good.
No, totally.
Oh, I get it. It just is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would have liked to see him try to teabag the Death Star. That would have been funny.
Oh my god. he's got the truck nuts on the back of the X-Wing.
Oh my god.
He was kind of a redneck.
Just kind of drops
truck nuts are the worst invention in the history of mankind.
They are.
Sorry.
Somebody Photoshop truck nuts on an X-Wing. That'd be great.
I'm gonna do that. And we should also post a link to truck nuts, because not everyone lives in Idaho and probably knows what they are.
If you don't know what truck nuts are, let me explain. They are a gigantic silicone mold of what look like human testicles, and then you hang them from the hitch of your truck.
And basically,
because
it's
you
a
want to tell,
metaphor
because you
saying
want
that
to
your
tell
truck is
everyone.
your wiener.
Yeah, and you want to tell everyone how small your penis actually is.
Exactly. Because, boy, if there's one thing you want everyone to know, is that you have such a small wiener that your car is now officially
a
your
prosthetic.
Wiener. Yeah.
Redneck.
Because what do women want? To be rammed by
a ram.
Fucking F-150, yeah. Jesus. I hate truck nuts so much. Especially when you're behind a giant-ass truck so they're hanging just at fucking eye level. Mommy, what's that? Well, little Susie, that man has a tiny penis. Like, that should not be a thing that's okay to just have dangling from the back of your fucking car.
Yeah,
I think we struck a nerve with Nikki.
I think they're disgusting. Like, I don't have a fucking vagina hanging on the back of my car. If I did, I would probably get pulled over for indecency. But you can hang nuts from the back of your truck.
What about boobs? Could you put boobs on the grill?
Nobody
of your
would
car?
complain about boobs.
Probably. Because no one would complain they're boobs.
No, they're boobs.
However, of a JJ, people would complain.
Exactly.
Decent.
Which, I mean, they're both not exactly something that you need to see hanging from the back of a car.
They're not. They really aren't.
Tiny penis rednecks should not get access to molding technology, is basically the moral of this story.
Yes.
Somebody knew it was going to make money.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are other tiny penis rednecks out there that I can sell these to.
Jesus.
What?
It's true.
It is true.
So,
Why was that any more disturbing than the rest of the conversation?
How about some spin-offs / like fan film or stuff like that? Because there was that YouTube video Troops
was awesome,
and that was ballstastic. Like the life and times of what it's like to
be a stormtrooper.
No, nice. I didn't see that.
Oh,
it's been around since like 05.
Oh, you've got to find it.
It's filmed like Cops.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have to find that.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Write it
You
down.
find out what really happened between Owen and Beru.
Write that down.
Oh, Troops?
Yeah.
Is this just spelled like it would be?
Yeah.
Troops.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. All capitals, like in Cops, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But you get to find out what really happened with Beru and Owen. It's great.
I'm assuming it's not canon at all.
Unfortunately. What was that?
There's the Family Guy and
Blue Harvest.
Something dark.
Yeah, and there's also the claymation. Help me out here.
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken.
Yeah,
Does amazing things with Star Wars.
Yeah, they have they have their tributes to Star Wars, which are absolutely hilarious.
I was saying then a rather recent one that someone did was Stormtroopers crunking.
What? Oh, that was
Help me out
writing
here.
it down.
Mm-hmm.
Crunking Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen this.
This is the most notes I've ever written, you guys.
I'll show you guys the crunking Stormtroopers after we're done. But for those of you out there, look it up. It's great.
Well, we'll have
Twerking,
it.
crunking, whatever you want to call it.
Well, if you want to hear it, just go to the show post. We'll have it there.
Yeah.
We'll have a link.
We'll have a link.
I'm writing notes.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. So, yeah. Say fan
Off the
stuff.
wall one. There was a comic a long time ago I remember seeing that was basically guys did Jawas. So it started off with Jawas in the hood and stuff, but then it eventually got to they were, basically taking their hoods off and you were seeing the Jawas, kind of thing.
Oh, when you said in the
And
hood,
they were going
I'm
all,
like,
Yeah, I thought it was like
I was
gangsta
like,
Jawas.
they're
is what
wearing
Thug
their hoods
life.
they wear. But yeah, they go all rogue and well, I'm sick of being pushed around, and goes all psycho.
Yeah.
Only a
Yeah, and then he's running around without his the hood on, and you're seeing like what the Jawa would, in theory,
look like. Yeah.
And it was interesting, but yeah, for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Called.
There's problems. There's been so many of them that there's a couple that stand out, but like Troops. But yeah.
Oh yeah. There's probably more fan-based things on Star Wars than anything else ever.
So, yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of fan-based Star Wars stuff that is some of the worst fanfic out there because it's basically people inserting themselves as characters into Star Wars.
isn't that
Because
like every
nerds
fan
do
fiction known to man?
But like almost completely transparently. Like no attempts to hide it, basically.
And no real writing skills.
And no writing skills to speak of.
See, that's the only experience I've ever had with fanfic, which is what you're describing right now, so. Like, that's the only stuff I've ever seen or read.
That's pretty much all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But Star Wars has some really horrible stuff. It's not as bad as the Star Trek stuff.
Our Sailor Moon stuff.
Oh, God.
Nikki broke the show.
I'm sorry, Sailor Moon fanfic is the worst thing to happen to the internets.
It's because it's all written by 13-year-old girls.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, tuxedo mask. You should be my boyfriend.
In case you're wondering what that
Sorry,
sound
Boba
is.
Fett's getting colored. He can't not be colored. It hurts me to not color Boba Fett.
Nikki brought her colored pencils in today.
Nikki is taking notes, which, if you're at all familiar with the website, means doodles with some notes on them.
Yes.
Vague notes.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome fet, so.
I'm kind of proud of him. That's why I had to color
It was
him.
pretty awesome.
If I wasn't proud of him, I wouldn't have colored him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making noise. I'll color quieter.
No, it's fine. I just think it's funny.
So we did favorite character last week, and we came to basically the quorum that Boba Fett's more cooler than everybody else.
Basically, yes.
It's true. He's pretty.
So did we do favorite starship? I wanted to ask people that one if we didn't.
Slave
I
One.
don't think so.
Totally Slave One.
So yeah, I was saying Slave One.
maybe I'm weird. I love the B-Wings.
I do enjoy a good Death Star.
How about when you can fly? Not a space station.
Oh. You didn't say
I
that.
like barges too, but I wouldn't list them as my favorite boat.
I don't know. I think the TIE fighters look kind of cool. So, and the X-Wings.
I've always thought B-Wings are cool because of the whole, they're asymmetrical, they can rotate, they can spin like the weapon platform.
The rotating's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always thought they were a cool ship too, but yeah, Slave One.
Slave One. Because Boba Fett.
Because Boba Fett, yeah.
Yep.
We gotta stop saying for reasons, just say because Boba Fett.
That works. That makes an argument even more valid.
I really love this sandwich because Boba Fett.
I've started saying because reasons just around my house for like, it's, I'm annoying myself with it. Kitties are being jerks today because reasons.
Well, for a cat, that's a perfectly valid.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sentence that works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just annoying myself with it.
So yeah, yeah. So if you have a favorite Star Wars video game,
Me personally?
Everybody.
Well, Force Unleashed probably, or no, was the PlayStation game I mentioned last week? Star Wars Power Battles.
Power Battles.
It was fucking yeah. I love the good beat 'em up, and that one put Star Wars and beat 'em up in the same thing.
And then Dustin exploded.
I did.
I'd have to go with Knights of the Old Republic. I played a lot of the online one.
Yeah.
God. It's not Knights of the Old Republic. It's
the Old Republic.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And it just got old really fast because
grind, because Warcraft.
Yeah, and it was just, it's like at first it's like, ooh, it's cool and everything's voiced and everything's polished, and then you're doing the same things over and over and over again, and it's polished and it's nice and it's cool, but you're doing the same things over and over again, and I couldn't really get anywhere with it.
Yeah, I actually bought the collector's edition of it because I was looking forward to it. Still the best collector's edition I've ever bought because of the Darth Malgus statue. Thank you.
Oh.
It's nice to have a Sith watching over your computer.
Yay.
So, but I was gonna say with Old Republic, I kind of had the same experience. I got through the character story on one of my characters, and that's where that game, if they would have done it as a group, essentially, of single player games that had the 8 different stories that you go through as the 8 different character classes on it, those would have been good games. But when they smashed it all together into an MMO, which I had great hope for, because BioWare, like, Knights of the Old Republic is one of my favorite Star Wars games. Mm-hmm. And it's up there on my games list, beyond just being a Star Wars game. But, yeah, they could have done, there was something missing in the MMO. And, like, the fact that starships, at least used to be, I don't know, they've changed things now, but it used to be when you were in your starship doing starship missions, it was a rail shooter. Mm-hmm. And I never particularly liked rail shooters. So, but yeah, there was so much potential in the Old Republic, and it kind of fell flat because I think they spent too much money on voices.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily need every vendor in town voiced.
Well, they had like the 8 stories, but only 4 classes.
Well, 8 stories.
I know.
Yeah.
But you're replaying the same classes.
Yeah, the classes mirror.
Catch all the stories.
The classes mirror from side to side, yeah.
Like, not even really that transparently either.
No, it was completely transparent. It wasn't opaque.
Okay. It was not opaque. Yeah, wasn't really hidden.
But I was going to say my favorite 2 Star Wars games ever, because it's kind of a tie, and I know one of them gets a lot of points from nostalgia, is the original Star Wars arcade game that was the wireframe, and you played the X-Wing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
And it was just the trench run over and over again.
Yeah. I've dropped paychecks into that.
Yeah. So much money went into that game. And other one for me would be the Old Republic. And I like the pod racing game. It's fun, but as far as depth and coolness of a game, Knights of the Old Republic, it definitely takes the cake.
Mm-hmm.
The only game I really played was Lego Star Wars, and it's amazing.
I've heard good stuff about it.
It's on my phone right now. I waste a lot of time playing that game because you use the Force to build Legos. So they took Legos and they took Star Wars and they took video games and they made them one thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Just for note, I got the Lego Star Wars that's on the Play Store.
Yeah? Have you played it yet?
It's not the same.
Oh, really?
Nope, it's Yoda's Chronicles.
Oh, interesting.
And basically you tap here and your guys attack stuff as you go.
Oh, I hate games like that where you're all excited. You're like, yes, a Batman game. This is awesome. And then it's like, you just tap it really fast and that's how you play.
Well, it's not really tap really fast either. It's just like you tap them to go here and then go there and then go there.
Well,
and if you want them to, you can tap on that one guy and they'll all attack that one guy.
Well, that's kind of how this works too. It's just got the Force and...
I don't know. Is that one you play called Yoda's Chronicles?
No, it's just Lego Star Wars. It's just the
yeah, so this is just a different thing.
Oh, that sucks, because Lego Star Wars is great. Too bad you don't have an iPhone.
So do you have, individual control of your character then? Like a D-pad that shows up on the screen?
You can do D-pad or you can do touchscreen. I like touchscreen, because then you can just move your finger around and he moves around on the screen. My phone's dying. I can't open it up. But, and then you, bricks will glow if you can use the Force on them, and then you hold down on the bricks, and they assemble into things that you can use, and then they jump up and coins shower down, and it's...
Lego Batman's the same way.
Yeah, it's like Lego Batman, but it's Star Wars, basically.
Yeah. There's Lego Indiana Jones,
they're all very similar.
Yeah.
I've never actually played Lego Indiana Jones, but I've watched somebody play it.
So does that mean if Lego gets the Doctor Who license, they can make a Lego Doctor Who
This
game?
is why I'm so
Possibly,
excited
yes.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very large part, because I can't afford to buy the fucking Doctor Who Lego set. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm hoping what they do is they do a character set of all of the Doctors and companions, and I could buy just those.
Yeah, I
don't have to buy.
I would have to have at least the TARDIS.
I have a lot of minifigs.
Well, I can make a TARDIS right now with regular Legos.
I have
blue. It's a lot of blue Legos with some white and black Legos, and one of the little amber round things on top.
Yeah.
It's not hard to assemble a TARDIS with Legos. Just saying.
I have a lot of minifigs, and I would like to be able to get my hands on some Doctor Who minifigs too.
I just want the minifigs.
I'm really
Legos.
hoping that they come out. I'm more excited for the possibility that they could then turn around and do a Doctor Who Lego video game.
And then they can make it so all the Doctors have different special abilities. You can change between the Doctors.
It would be the best.
And you can change your companions.
It would be the best.
And do you
Scary
imagine
Lego Blinking Angels? Come on.
But I want to continue to like Legos.
Oh, but they would look
That'd
so
be funny
cool.
if you had a jackass roommate that you had a Lego Weeping Angel on your table. You look at it in the middle of the night and you go to sleep at night, and then you wake up and it's right at the edge of your bed, just looking at you in the face.
Not cool.
I keep seeing this one thing pop up online that somebody didn't know that you could change your desktop background. You can set it to change every so often. So they had one of a weeping angel covering up its face, and then one of a weeping angel going like this. And they used their roommate's laptop, and they didn't know it was like that, and they minimized the internet window, and it was a weeping angel like that. It was scary.
Not cool.
No, not cool at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just think they could do so cool with just having the little minifigs of all the Doctors. But in the a Doctor Who Lego game, you could switch between the Doctors.
That'd be so
You could
cool.
switch companions, and there could be K9. Do you imagine how adorable K9 would look as Legos?
Oh, and here's the thing, is in the Lego video
agree.
games, for those who don't know, you can also create your own characters, and you can tweak vehicles and stuff. Having a customizable TARDIS, being able to make your own Doctor and companions and
It'd
screwdrivers.
be funny if you get your DeLorean, or you get the TARDIS to transform into a DeLorean.
Negative nerd points. Oh, what? I thought you were saying it wrong. I thought you called it the DeLorean.
No.
Okay.
I tried to get
sorry, I wasn't following.
You said a customizable TARDIS, so
Yeah.
if you could get it to use your
That would be pretty fun.
instead
the
of
chameleon
using
circuit.
instead of
They could have a chameleon circuit room, and you can change what it looks like.
instead of how you use the Force to assemble bricks, you can use the sonic screwdriver to assemble bricks to do certain things.
Yeah, it would totally transfer very well.
Wow, let's end the Star Wars show with Doctor Who.
I vote yes.
Well, anyway, is
Both
there
awesome sci-fi, mostly made in Britain.
They did the...
Been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Lots of people obsessed with them.
So they did the Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. Why not?
I need to get my hands on that really bad.
Me too.
Have you guys seen that they're going to do pinup versions of a lot of the Marvel comics? They're going to do variant covers that are like in pinup style. So there's going to be like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
There won't be Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn.
Huh?
Those aren't Marvel. Those are both DC characters.
Maybe it's DC I'm thinking of then, because I swear I saw. I think I just said Marvel because Marvel's cooler in my brain.
Yeah.
But I think it was...
See, I know that...
Okay, now I'm not sure if it was Marvel or DC. Now I'm questioning
I know
myself.
there's a guy who did a lot of Marvel and DC characters as pinups.
I think that's every comic book artist known to man.
Yeah.
Well, no, this guy, like...
But no, there was like a specific article I saw where they're going to be doing these covers. And
like Image would really...
It is DC. They're doing bombshell pinup variants. And they had like a whole list of all the people. Like, they're going to do like Wonder Woman, and they look really cool. I want to get a bunch of them and frame them.
I was gonna say Image. I was gonna say
like pinup art.
I was gonna say Image Comics would come out with like an annual swimsuit issue.
Yeah. Well, because they had fucking Witchblade and Fathom and
Gen 13.
Yeah. Well, but Witchblade and Fathom, who are already practically swimsuit issue ready.
Yeah.
Don't forget to note that one.
Oh, Marvel pinup. Thank you.
Yeah, don't.
DC.
Mike
why do I
wants
keep
that
saying
link.
that? Yeah, he does.
I must have the boobies.
Well, they don't have actual pictures of them yet. They're coming out. I think it's a June. I can't pull up the link again because I'm on like 2% battery. But
that's okay. I can wait.
I'll post. I'll send Dustin the link.
This is not a problem.
Or you can just go on the internet and get different boobies.
You could Google it too.
I have all the boobies. Wait, but
just Mike covered in boobs. That's a
Lol.
disturbing image for you guys to end the show on. You're welcome. People's ears.
That's one way to fall asleep. I mean, I've seen there's a little crazy cartoon.
Yeah, if somebody does the Mikey the Hut drawing, it's not wrinkles, it's just boobies.
Just Mike covered in boobs.
In the
that goes into Warhammer 40K though. It's like very Slanishi. And I don't think we need to go there.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
So anyway, Star Wars.
Love it.
Plus, I don't think those two really know much about Warhammer.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've played the Warhammer 40K video game.
I know nothing.
We play a Space Marine, and it is pretty fucking badass.
My Slaaneshi army was my biggest Chaos army.
You're speaking Spanish to me right now.
And I've played the RTS game.
That's right.
You.
Yeah.
I understand more Spanish.
But the third person kind of like beat him up.
Third person shooter, Space Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty badass game.
I
understood Space Marine.
One of the few third person shooters I can handle. Oh, right. That's because it's Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also stuck at RTSs, but I played Dawn of War. Why? Because it's Warhammer.
I remember that game being fairly fun.
It was.
It was,
especially when we had Brad on our team.
Nope.
Because, to relate it to MOBAs, when Brad was on the team, he was a support and I was a carry.
So any extra Star Wars stuff we want to add to the show?
May the Force be with you.
Well, we can end the show that way. Like we did last time.
Okay, we should really stop because
we could keep that going for way too long.
Copyright infringement and large car noises.
But I love me the Star Wars personally. I'm actually looking forward to the next 3 movies.
I am too.
I think that with the editing of the canon that has been done by the canon overseer, editor god that is now working, that they have over at Disney / Lucasfilm, I think that it will be a good thing. I can also after the Star Trek movies, I think J.J. Abrams can do a good job doing Star Wars too. Plus, he actually likes Star Wars.
Wonder how many nerds are going to be mad at the same that guy that directed Star Trek.
I know the movie fanboys will officially become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they probably will be, but I won't because I don't.
I love them both equally.
I would say I'm definitely more of a Star Wars fan than Star Trek, but I thought the new Star Trek movies were good, and J.J. Abrams has, pretty been consistently good as a director. So
Benedict Cumberbatch was awesome.
I liked Ricardo Montalban as.
Let's just make sure we.
I did too, but
let's make sure we don't forget our shades when we go see that one, though.
Yeah,
shiny, shiny, shiny everywhere.
Let's wear.
You get the 3D glasses, and you'll be kind of shaded already.
Oh, that would have been. I'm glad that J.J. Abrams didn't do episodes 1, 2, and 3. I just realized that because of the hyper chromed Naboo ships.
Oh yeah,
there would have been so much lens flare.
Lol.
I like his lens flare though, because when it's in the
but
right
there was
movie,
so much of it.
But it's appropriate in the right movie because it's like the big. Okay, anyways, this is a whole other tangent, but I think they're appropriate in some cases.
They are
Star
appropriate. They are appropriate in some cases. I'm not saying they are, but he just does so many of them that it's fun to make fun of him about it.
It's a fun filter, you guys.
Boom.
I like the lens flare filter.
All right. Well, this shall conclude our Star Wars talk. We hope you enjoyed last episode and this episode.
Yes.
We've had fun talking about it. I have probably been the least knowledgeable over this topic, but I tried to have fun at the same time, obviously. I like the video games. I like the series. It's fun. And if you come in with a blank mind, who knows? Maybe you might even like episodes 1, 2, and 3.
I actually met
Just do
somebody
machete
once
order. Just do machete order.
I met somebody once who had never seen Star Wars. That's a thing that can happen. In
weird.
This country.
It's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah. It's like, how did your parents hate you? Did you have a TV as a child? Like,
Yeah, but yeah, machete. Remember machete order. Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 2, Episode 3, Episode 6. It's the order you should watch Star Wars in. If you're going to introduce someone to Star Wars, it's the order you should show it to them in. Yes, one is completely left out of it. You can just show them Darth Maul and pod racing in it later, just for the cool factor.
Fast forward. Okay, there's Darth Maul. Fast forward, there's pod racing.
Who's fast forwarding, man? Trek.
oh yeah, if you were actually fast forwarding, it would be more like fast forward. Oh wait, we went too far. Let's go back a little bit.
You ready for something sad? Episode 1's old enough to still be on VHS.
Why is that sad?
Just because it feels like it should be newer than that, but it's not.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah,
It just seems weird because
I
episode
think we
1
can
doesn't
stop
feel
now.
that
I
old.
think can we go home?
Yes. Okay. For the Nerd Effect Podcast, we have been
Michael Morgan.
Mason Ireland.
Darth Nikki.
and I have been Emperor Dustin Teen. And hey, the Force.
Be
Be
with
with
you.
Always.
Dun.